Hello, and thank you for coming to my channel. I am Tracy, and I'm assuming that if you've come to this channel, that you are a parent estranged from their adult child, or even a grandparent estranged from your grandchildren and your adult child. Um, in my introductory video, I explained what I want this place to be, and it's spelled P-E-A-C. I didn't put the E. I didn't put the E because I think the E is going to change over time. It's going to evolve. See what I did there? And it's going to be emotional support. It's going to be um, eruptions of emotions and just going to be part of this group that I hope to build. And whatever E you're going through, then that's what it's meant for you. I have 4 children, 3 I'm estranged from. I have told the story of my introduction and then 2 of my children that I'm estranged from. And I'm going to tell the story of my 3rd child that I'm estranged from right now. I had tried to do these things, long story short, but I'm not capable of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I am a chatter. Um, so go ahead, get yourself something to drink and get cozy. It is a cold winter night in Texas, a snowy winter night in Texas. So that's my happy spot. Um, my 3rd child, my youngest daughter, she is going to be 27 next month. Um, she didn't estrange from us when the other 2 did. Uh, she she was sticking around. She after the estrangement, she had come to our place for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, and we had stayed in a hotel resort. It's called the Gaylord Texan. If you don't know what it is, you should look up what it looks like at Christmas time because it's amazing. And so she had gone and stayed with us there, and it was fun. She ended up breaking up with her boyfriend who she had lived with, and they had moved to the city that my oldest daughter um, lives in currently. She had a rough time making ends meet. We had let her use my car. 6 or 7 years later, my car is still with her. Um, so I didn't use it for that whole time. We were down to 1 car by that point because of it, and we would help her financially. Um, I was not going to see my child not have food. I um, was not going to have my child not have basics for living, toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, things that people don't think about as what other people might need if they're struggling. And if she was sick, I would order her groceries, and cold medicines and everything, and have them delivered to her. Um, she when she was little, she was um, not like us. My children And my husband was more like her. Kind of see things through realistic glasses, not rose-colored glasses. We do see that the glass is half full, but she just saw that maybe the sunlight was bouncing off the glass. It didn't matter what was in it or what wasn't in it. She loved beauty. She loved butterflies and colors, and to have me do her hair. And every time we would go past stairs that were higher than, say, 4, she would toddle off or run off and walk down them like a princess. Uh, on her way to school once, I explained to her that I felt like if somebody was to scratch her on her tummy, that I thought that she was probably stuffed with white owl feathers, that her heart was so big and so amazing, and she never met a person that wasn't going to be her friend. So we always joked about the fact that she was stuffed with white owl feathers, to the point where when she was 18, she got her first tattoo, and she got a white owl with big blue eyes, like she has, as a tattoo. So, the rest of us have brown eyes, brown hair, except for my husband, who has blue eyes. And like I said, their personality was more similar. Like, he's optimistic. He is just, we have a dark sense of humor. Our favorite holiday is Halloween. She did grow into that. Um, we have a very kind of dry sense of humor. And when she was younger, she didn't have like any of that. You couldn't tease her. She would cry. We gave my oldest daughter a name, and we called her Fish Feet, Bloody Fish Feet. And my oldest daughter she's 3.5 years older than 3 years older than my daughter. Well, yeah. And she was ecstatic that she had this name, a family name, Bloody Fish Feet. And so we did something stinky, something to my youngest daughter, and she was not having it. She was just not going to have it. So we had to refer to her as like a beautiful flower, and then she was good. That was her personality. And as she like hit teens, I didn't see it at the time, but she started to lose that. Um, I can look back now and see things that started, and what happened that caused her to lose um, some of that. And but I wouldn't let it. I wouldn't not see her that way. Um, she was always white owl feathers, and then her boyfriend moved away, and she was struggling. She got COVID this same day, and of course, we sent her the medicine. I have a friend of mine who sent her a whole bunch of um, homemade homeopathic, you know, bath salts and chest rubs. And anyway, um, whenever she would call and say, can you buy me dinner? I would say, do you have anything for tomorrow? She would say no. I would buy her groceries. If she couldn't make her rent, I would help her pay her rent. Sometimes if we were short, I would say, like, can you ask your sister? Because at the time, her sister was married and he had a good job. And or can you ask your brother? And but mostly it was me. and my husband, obviously, that's us. And it felt like she started to be resentful. She told me that she hated calling. She'd rather call anybody first. She hated calling and asking for anything because she felt like we held it against her. Now, what we did do, and we did this to her older sister as well when her older sister was going through this, is tell her that if she once wanted to live alone on her own, we were paying for the car insurance, and her phone. And then, often every month, something to do with bills and food. We told her that she needed to get a second job and work at night. She would not. So I suppose that's probably why she didn't want to call us, because she didn't want to get the talk about, listen, you're wanting to be a grown adult and live on your own, but that doesn't really happen until you're paying your own bills. And if you listen to the story of my oldest son and how we became estranged, his wife had a large part to do with it. Over a year ago, my daughter had sent that woman a happy birthday message, and called my son, who lives here with us. He's 22, to remind him to send her a happy birthday message, and we were upset. My husband was especially upset because this person, and I give credit where credit is due. She couldn't have done it alone. My son is, in my opinion, just as involved in what is happening and just as at fault for what is happening, because he has a say as well. So I'm not just blaming his wife. To be clear, there's full responsibility on the part of my son as well. So my husband was upset, and I called her and said, well, why? Why would you do that? I'm not going to lie, it felt like a betrayal to us. It felt like it, it felt like a betrayal. That might seem silly and stupid, but this had been years, like 10 years of stuff going on. And I don't know. We were upset about it. And she was yelling. And nothing like I'd ever heard from her before. I didn't even know that temperament existed in her. And she said that she didn't want anything to do with us ever again. She said, do you want me to stop talking to you? And I said, no, no. And at one point I had said to her, do you think that you'll ever go no contact with us? And she said, no. So the fact that this was happening was crushing. And she said, I never want anything to do with you again. And that was, I don't, a year ago, this month maybe. That was the final, I never want anything to do with you again moment. Um, it seems like I spoke to her in January. I don't understand. I think we had the situation with my husband, and it was really bad. He's so like laid back and it'll be fine, everything will be fine, and just let it work itself out. And but this, for some reason, this was his line in the sand that he felt was like the ultimate betrayal. Um, and I think I block a lot of what I felt and what I went through. Sort of, I call it my box. It's like that goes into the box, and we'll deal with that some other day. Box. I always joke about it, but it's kind of true. Like my mind has a way of, everybody's does, helping you to take off the edges. So it's been a year, year and a half with her. I think it was finally a year, um, last January. So that is my third child's story. We don't have contact with her. She has not blocked us. So we can, something happened with a close friend of hers, and I sent her a message and said, I'm sorry. It, we had, I was able to contact her, but she was also really upset. And so we just, we just don't. And she doesn't have contact with us. The kind of crazy part about it is that she is best friends, and I mean close, close, close with my youngest son. They are 3.5 years apart, and she is um, maybe 4. She and him are on the computer or on the phone every single night. So it's puts my son in a sort of an awkward position too, because um, he knows, he lives here, he sees what we've gone through, and it's just not clean. It's messy. Life is messy. So that's the story of my third child, and then I'm going to at some point tell you a story about when they came to confront me without me knowing they were coming. So you'll have that to look forward to. Thank you for coming. Let's make this a warm, safe place where a flower can grow through the cement sidewalk, and we can understand, learn, and grow and support each other. Please subscribe to this video, to this channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please, everybody, leave comments. Let's have conversations. If you feel comfortable telling your story, that would be great. If you have topics that you would like me to bring up so that we can talk about those and something that affects your particular situation, let me know. I'm completely open to that. This is a new channel. It's growing. We're growing a community, and I want it to feel like, we understand and know each other. And I hope that works out that way. Thank you for coming. Bye.